Unicorn. The legendary symbol of purity and grace. The unicorn stands as one of humanity's most enduring and beloved mythological creatures, captivating imaginations across cultures and centuries. With its pristine white coat, flowing mane, and the distinctive spiraled horn adorning its forehead, the unicorn has transcended mere folklore to become a universal symbol of purity, grace, and the untamed beauty of nature. While these magnificent creatures exist only in the realm of legend and imagination, their profound impact on human culture, art, and symbolism continues to resonate in our modern world. Origins and historical development. The concept of the unicorn can be traced back to ancient civilizations, where various cultures developed their own interpretations of this mystical being. The earliest known references appear in ancient Greek natural history texts, where writers like Ctesias described a wild ass-like creature with a single horn in India. These early accounts were likely based on misunderstood reports of real animals such as the Indian rhinoceros or the narwhal, whose distinctive tusks could have inspired tales of horned horses when glimpsed from afar. Medieval European literature elevated the unicorn from a mere exotic animal to a creature of profound spiritual significance. During this period, the unicorn became deeply intertwined with Christian symbolism, representing Christ himself in many allegorical texts. The creature's horn, known as an alicorn, was believed to possess miraculous healing properties and the ability to neutralize poison, making it one of the most sought-after substances in medieval medicine and royal courts. The transformation of the unicorn from ancient accounts to medieval legend reflects humanity's desire to find meaning and magic in the natural world. As trade routes expanded and explorers returned with tales of distant lands and strange creatures, the unicorn evolved from a potentially real but exotic animal into a symbol that embodied the highest aspirations of human nature. Physical characteristics and mythological attributes. Traditional depictions of unicorns describe them as horse-like creatures of extraordinary beauty and grace. Their coat is typically portrayed as pure white, symbolizing innocence and divine purity. The mane flows like silk, often depicted in artistic representations as having an almost ethereal quality that seems to move with otherworldly grace. The legs are elegant and strong, built for both swift flight across meadows and the ability to navigate the most treacherous mountain paths. The most defining characteristic of the unicorn is, of course, its horn. This single, spiraled protrusion emerges from the center of the forehead, typically portrayed as ivory or pearl white in color. The horn, or alicorn, is said to be both incredibly sharp and imbued with magical properties. According to legend, the horn could detect poison, purify water, and heal the sick. Some traditions claim that only a powdered alicorn could cure certain ailments, leading to a lucrative medieval trade in supposed unicorn horn, which was usually made from narwhal tusk or rhinoceros horn. The eyes of a unicorn are often described as deep and knowing, reflecting an intelligence far beyond that of ordinary animals. They are said to be able to see into the souls of humans, instantly recognizing purity of heart or the presence of evil intentions. This supernatural perception made unicorns the ultimate judges of human character in many mythological traditions. Beyond their physical attributes, unicorns possess several magical abilities according to various legends. They can move with incredible speed, often described as being able to appear and disappear like moonbeams. Their hoofprints are said to leave flowers blooming in their wake, and their presence can calm the wildest storms or bring peace to troubled lands. Some traditions attribute to them the ability to speak, though they choose to communicate only with those deemed worthy of their wisdom. Cultural symbolism and meaning. The unicorn symbolism has evolved and expanded throughout history, but certain core themes remain constant across cultures. Purity stands as the most fundamental attribute associated with these creatures. This purity is not merely physical but encompasses spiritual, moral, and emotional dimensions. In many traditions, unicorns could only be approached by individuals who possessed pure hearts, with virgins being particularly able to gain their trust. Grace represents another central aspect of unicorn symbolism. The creature's elegant movements, refined features, and gentle nature embody a kind of divine grace that transcends earthly concerns. This grace is both physical, in their fluid movements and beautiful form, and spiritual, in their connection to higher realms of existence. The unicorn serves as a bridge between the material and spiritual worlds, representing humanity's aspiration to transcend base instincts and achieve a state of elevated being. The unicorn also symbolizes the untamed aspects of nature that remain beyond human control or corruption. Unlike horses, which humans have domesticated and used for labor and warfare, unicorns cannot be captured or tamed through force. They represent the wild, free spirit that exists in nature and, by extension, within the human soul. This association with freedom and wildness makes the unicorn a powerful symbol for those seeking to break free from societal constraints or personal limitations. In many cultures, unicorns are associated with healing and restoration. Their horns were believed to cure diseases, neutralize poisons, and restore health to the sick and wounded. This healing power extends beyond the physical realm to encompass emotional and spiritual healing. The presence of a unicorn in stories often signals hope, renewal, and the possibility of redemption or transformation. Unicorns in medieval literature and art. The medieval period marked the golden age of unicorn lore, with these creatures featuring prominently in literature, art, and religious texts. The famous unicorn tapestries, created in the late 15th or early 16th century, represent one of the most exquisite artistic depictions of unicorns ever created. These 7 tapestries, now housed in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, tell the story of a unicorn hunt with incredible detail and symbolism. Medieval bestiaries, which were illustrated compendiums of animals both real and mythical, invariably included unicorns among their entries. These texts treated unicorns as real creatures, providing detailed descriptions of their habits, habitat, and characteristics. The writers of bestiaries often imbued their descriptions with moral lessons, using the unicorn's attributes to teach about virtue, purity, and the proper relationship between humans and the divine. Religious art of the medieval period frequently incorporated unicorns as symbols of Christ. The creature's single horn was interpreted as representing the unity of Christ and God the Father, while its white color symbolized Christ's purity and sinlessness. The famous legend of the unicorn that could only be tamed by a virgin was seen as an allegory for the Incarnation, with the virgin representing Mary and the unicorn representing Christ who willingly submitted to human form. Courtly romances and chivalric literature also embraced the unicorn as a symbol of noble ideals. Knights would sometimes bear unicorn imagery on their coats of arms or banners, signifying their commitment to purity, honor, and the protection of innocence. The quest to encounter a unicorn became a metaphor for the spiritual journey toward enlightenment and moral perfection. Global variations and similar creatures. While the European unicorn remains the most widely recognized version, many cultures around the world have developed their own unicorn-like creatures. The Chinese qilin, often called the Chinese unicorn, is a benevolent creature with the body of a deer, scales of a dragon, and usually a single horn. The qilin appears during the reign of benevolent rulers or to herald the birth of sage rulers, making it a symbol of good governance and prosperity. In Japanese mythology, the kirin serves a similar function to the Chinese qilin, appearing as an omen of good fortune and justice. These creatures are often depicted as more dragon-like than their European counterparts, with flowing whiskers and the ability to walk on water without disturbing its surface. Indian and Persian traditions speak of various one-horned creatures, including the Cartigan, a fierce unicorn-like beast said to live in the mountains. These traditions often emphasize the creature's power and wildness rather than its gentle nature, reflecting different cultural values and relationships with the natural world. African folklore includes creatures like the abata, described as a unicorn-like animal with 2 horns instead of 1, but sharing many of the magical properties attributed to unicorns, including the ability to neutralize poison and heal the sick. Modern interpretations and contemporary relevance. In contemporary culture, unicorns have experienced a remarkable renaissance, appearing in everything from children's literature and animated films to high fashion and startup business terminology. The modern unicorn has evolved beyond its traditional religious and allegorical meanings to encompass new forms of symbolism relevant to contemporary society. In children's literature and media, unicorns often represent the power of imagination, the importance of believing in magic, and the value of maintaining innocence in a complex world. Stories featuring unicorns frequently carry messages about environmental conservation, the importance of treating all creatures with kindness, and the power of friendship and loyalty. The business world has adopted the term unicorn to describe startup companies valued at over $1 billion, reflecting the rarity and magical quality these successful ventures seem to possess. This usage maintains the traditional association of unicorns with rarity and extraordinary value while applying it to modern economic contexts. In popular culture, unicorns have become symbols of individuality, creativity, and the rejection of conventional norms. The phrase, "be a unicorn," encourages people to embrace their uniqueness and stand out from the crowd. This interpretation aligns with traditional associations of unicorns with wildness and freedom, while giving them a distinctly modern twist. Psychological and spiritual significance. From a psychological perspective, unicorns can be understood as archetypal symbols that represent aspects of the human psyche. Carl Jung might have viewed the unicorn as an anima figure, representing the idealized feminine aspects of the unconscious mind. The creature's association with purity and grace reflects humanity's desire to connect with untainted, spiritual aspects of existence. The unicorn's elusiveness in mythology mirrors the difficulty many people experience in maintaining purity of intention and action in daily life. The creature serves as a reminder of ideals worth striving for, even if they seem impossible to achieve. In this sense, unicorns function as spiritual guides, pointing toward higher possibilities for human development and moral growth. The healing properties attributed to unicorns in traditional lore reflect a deep human understanding of the connection between spiritual and physical well-being. The belief that unicorn horns could cure diseases and neutralize poison suggests an intuitive recognition that spiritual purity and moral clarity can have tangible effects on health and happiness. Environmental and conservation symbolism. In an era of increasing environmental awareness, unicorns have taken on new significance as symbols of wilderness preservation and biodiversity protection. The creature's association with untouched natural spaces and its inability to survive in captivity make it a powerful metaphor for the importance of maintaining wild habitats and protecting endangered species. Environmental organizations sometimes use unicorn imagery to represent the irreplaceable value of extinct or critically endangered species. The idea that unicorns have disappeared from the world due to human interference serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of environmental destruction and the loss of magic that occurs when wild spaces are eliminated. The unicorn's connection to pure water sources in traditional lore has particular relevance in discussions about water pollution and conservation. Stories about unicorns purifying contaminated streams with their horns can inspire modern efforts to protect and restore waterways around the world. Artistic legacy and creative inspiration. Throughout history, unicorns have inspired countless works of art, from medieval tapestries and illuminated manuscripts to contemporary digital art and sculpture. Artists are drawn to the challenge of depicting a creature that embodies perfection while remaining believable within the context of their chosen medium. The unicorn's artistic appeal lies partly in its combination of familiar and fantastical elements. The horse-like body provides a foundation that viewers can readily understand, while the horn and magical attributes allow artists to explore themes of transcendence and otherworldly beauty. This balance between the known and unknown makes unicorns particularly effective subjects for artistic expression. In literature, unicorns continue to evolve as characters and symbols. Contemporary fantasy authors have created new interpretations of unicorn lore, sometimes challenging traditional associations with purity and gentleness to explore more complex themes about power, responsibility, and the nature of magic itself. Conclusion. The enduring magic of unicorns. The unicorn's journey through human culture demonstrates the power of mythological creatures to embody our deepest aspirations and most cherished values. Despite existing only in imagination, unicorns have influenced art, literature, religion, and popular culture for thousands of years, proving that the realm of myth can be as impactful as the world of physical reality. In our modern age, when scientific understanding has explained away many mysteries that once inspired wonder and fear, unicorns remind us of the importance of maintaining space for magic and mystery in human experience. They represent the part of existence that cannot be measured, quantified, or fully explained through rational analysis. The enduring appeal of unicorns suggests that humans have a fundamental need for symbols that represent purity, grace, and transcendence. In a world often characterized by conflict, pollution, and moral ambiguity, the unicorn offers a vision of what might be possible if we could reconnect with the most noble aspects of our nature. Whether encountered in ancient tapestries, children's books, or contemporary art, unicorns continue to inspire us to seek beauty, maintain hope, and believe in the possibility of transformation. They remind us that some things are worth preserving not because they are practical or profitable, but because they feed the human spirit and connect us to the magical dimensions of existence that make life meaningful. The legend of the unicorn will likely continue to evolve as new generations discover and reinterpret this timeless symbol. As long as humans value purity, grace, and the wild beauty of untamed nature, the unicorn will gallop through our collective imagination, its horn catching the light of our highest aspirations and its presence reminding us that magic, in its many forms, remains an essential part of the human experience.